Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of That Gang Stalking Show. My name is Doug. I'm your host, and I'm a TI. Been a TI since 2004, and in my last video, I talked about an introduction into gang stalking, and long before gang stalking ever happens to you, and people start doing these bizarre skits in front of you and doing the street theater, someone targeted you. They go, I'm going to fuck with Doug. I'm going to make Doug want to lay down and commit suicide, or I'm going to try to get him into trouble so we can get him into jail so we can harass him even more, or I'm going to cause a lot of psychological trauma on him and hopefully he'll go to a mental institution or something like that. Those are the three primary things they want to do. Nobody's ever going to come up to you and slit your throat. That's not going to happen. Nobody's going to come up and shoot you or stab you or anything like that. They will imply indirectly. No one will ever come up and ever tell you, I'm going to fucking kill you. What people will do, and what I've heard in various settings, is say things within earshot so I can hear it. One of them was this person who is my proxy stalker. He has made it known through his minions, who are the gang stalkers, that carry out his wishes. One time he said to me, and I've heard this on 2 or 3 occasions, and he made it known through other people, and they would say things like, damn, I lost my train of thought. They would say things like, we're going to kidnap him, we're going to bring him to a warehouse, and then he's going to torture me, and call his friends and family and invite everybody over to partake in this ritualistic torture, and then they'll finally kill me, something to that effect. And it's just hogwash. I mean, like I said, I heard it on 2 or 3 different occasions. I'm not going to get into that, but long before I became a targeted individual, I had a regular everyday fucking life. I was carefree. I didn't worry about things. I didn't see patterns happening in my life. I didn't notice the particular colors of clothes or cars or things like that, but only after they saturate you and condition you to see certain things that are triggers. And they're using principles of psychology like classical conditioning techniques that you can learn in just 1 semester at college. I mean, I don't know a whole hell of a lot about psychology, but my mother was a social worker, and as a kid in school, I didn't study that much, but every time my mother brought home a book, or I read a lot as a kid, she would bring home her textbooks, and I would just thumb through them, and she had to take several psychology classes and, of course, a lot of sociology courses, and I would read her textbooks, and most of that stuff has been long since forgotten. But anyway, I still do remember some of the principles of not stalking, but psychology. And gang stalking is based entirely on psychology. If you took psychology out of the equation, gang stalking would be nothing but just random harassment. Gang stalking, with the psychology combined, they can target areas of the brain, conditioned response, and things like that to sensitize you to make you flip out and, mentally implode. Like I said, long before the gang stalking started, someone selected you as a target, probably somebody in your life that fucking hates you, doesn't like you at all, and they want to cause you as most emotional grief as possible. These are not conflict resolution types of people. They're not people who follow social norms. These tend to be people with personality disorders or sociopaths, and most importantly, people that are narcissistic. I'm not going to explain all that stuff. You can look these things up on the internet. I would advise you to break out a pad and a pencil and write some of these things down, because that's what I do when I watch gang stalking videos or I watch any YouTube videos on my smart TV. I will sit down with a notepad and I will just jot down, various things that I'm learning. Okay, the profiling, it happens at a time of your life when they're not fucking with you. Everything's going hokey dokey and you're just living life and you're just having the everyday reality of life itself. But before the gang stalking starts, they start profiling you. Are a number of ways that it happens. I found out through the scripting that they do in the street theater. I was able to correlate where the information came, because like many of you, there were times in my life that they would say things to me that only I should have known about, and I didn't talk to other people about, and I thought they were reading my fucking mind. But mind reading, I don't believe in it. Look at my playlist on the Gang Stalking Show channel, and I've got a subscription to Darren Brown, who is a mentalist, illusionist, magician. He can make you think that he can read your mind, but it's all done by subliminal messaging. That happened to me one time. I will tell that story hopefully at the end of this profile. They profile you by going through your trash. First and foremost, dumpster diving. If you do not handle your trash very well, your trash can tell a lot about you. I've watched a lot of police crime investigative reporting on TV documentaries, and one of the ways that they profile a criminal and use to gather evidence and gather intelligence on this person is they dig through their trash. They will look through your trash. They will get latex or vinyl gloves, and they will sort through your trash bag. I know it happened to me. I'm not going to tell a particular story that involved digging through trash, which they tried to link to me being a fucking pedophile, which I'm not, and I believe fucking pedophiles should be fucking hanged or shot in the fucking head. But that was one of the things they tried to label me as. That was one of the things that they used to break into my apartments. They didn't actually have to physically break into every apartment that I've lived in other than this one. What they would do is tell the maintenance worker, hey, we're with such and such private investigative firm, and your tenant here, Doug, we think he's a pedophile. And what we'd like to do to gather information on him is put bugging devices, audio and visual equipment into his apartment. Would you help us do that? Most maintenance men will be fucking complicit with this. If you say anybody is a pedophile, and if you used to say that to me and say, he's a pedophile over there, my natural gut reaction would be to, I want to fucking kill that guy. And that's everybody's natural reaction. But I've seen so many TV documentaries on women who would have their husbands killed so they could get their insurance, their life insurance policy. And the way that they would do it is they would tell their new boyfriend by manipulating them, he molested my daughter, which is totally fucking fictitious, hog fucking wash quackery. But I've watched at least 3 programs where a guy would be tricked in and manipulated by his new spouse or girlfriend or whatever, and she would tell them that my ex, he was a fucking pedophile, he molested my daughter, whatnot. And guess what? Every one of these stupid fucking Joes would go out and kill the ex-spouse, and it would come out in court that the guy never touched his daughter or touched anybody. He was never even suspect for it. They would, the police would go through the guy that got shot to confirm or fucking invalidate whether or not he was a pedophile, and it would always come up he wasn't, and it would always come back that the woman who hated her ex-spouse, who was a psychopath, would lead people on to believe that their ex was a pedophile. So if you say pedophile to anybody, their natural reaction is, I want to kill that motherfucker. So they did this to me. They did it by going through my trash. I had a note. I'm not going to get into it. It didn't have anything to do with pedophile shit. But anyway, they went through old notes, old letters, business correspondent, and stuff like that. They went through my bills. From what I know, they've done credit history checks, background checks. They will do the whole fucking gamut on you. Just like if you were applying for a job, like with the federal government, how they'll do a thorough background investigation on you. That's what they'll do to you. If they're serious about really fucking with you, they want to look up your ass with a fucking endoscope. And I promise you, if you ever have a GI procedure and your doctor records it on video, which they do nowadays, somebody will go to that doctor and get that fucking video so they can look up your fucking ass. The next thing is PC. Your computer is so fucking hackable. 95% of people today use Windows, which is the most unreliable operating system on the fucking planet. Windows is totally hackable. I don't care what anybody tells you. It is a very nice operating system to play with. There's so much fucking software out there that is really compatible with Windows and makes it easy to operate. But I'm telling you, if you have Windows, get rid of it. If you have Windows and you're a targeted individual, somebody has already hacked you. You may not know about it. They just may be spying on you, and there's a method of a number of methods that they can do by running a number on you. One of them is a keystroke capture device or a key logging device. I hope that at the end of this video I'll show some of the various devices they use, but basically when they plant this malware onto your computer, it can capture everything that you type into your keyboard. It can capture every web page in real time. It will see where your cursor goes. It will see what you type into the search box. It will see every fucking website that you go to. And these things are very, very popular nowadays. A lot of men and women who are married or in a relationship with each other, people that are fucking paranoid, will go around and they will plant this on their spouse's device because they want to see, are they cheating on me? Cheating on me? I don't know. I'm going to plant a keylogger. People do this, and gang stalkers primarily do this. They will also hack your computer to make it unfunctional like they did to me. I was going to college in 2014. They used a technique called remote radio access technology, and trust me, my computer was not even, at the time it was connected through the Ethernet and through Wi-Fi, and then I got smart and I said, I'm gonna not even connect to the internet, and I'm going to reformat my hard drive, and I'm going to put Windows 7 back in, and they're not going to be able to hack me. Guess what? They hacked me in real fucking time without even being connected to the internet, in either by Ethernet or by Wi-Fi. And it's a little technique called remote radio access technology, which can be done. Trust me, I would see the hacker in real time as I'm trying to set up my firewall permissions and protocols. And I think, okay, I'm going to have this guy locked out before I ever go online. So I'm going to have my defenses up. I'm going to spend $100 on Kaspersky, internet security, and firewall, all this shit. And guess what? I still got fucking hacked. At least 100 fucking times I reformatted my hard drive. There's a hard drive in here. I reformatted my hard drive, and to make a long story short, I lost 3 computers due to fucking hacking. It's not fun. So I'm telling you, if you got Windows, fucking just get rid of that shit. Windows is, they should call it Hackos. Hackos 10, Hackos 7, Hackos Me. Windows is not good. Just trust me. Go with Linux. Linux is a free operating system. They've got a number of distributions out there. One is called Ubuntu. That's Ubuntu. Another one is called Elementary. Another one is called Arch Linux. I've got a lot of distributions out there. If you want to find out more about Linux, just type online and free Linux operating systems, and you'll find a number of them. Do some research, find one that best suits your needs. I personally like Elementary Linux because the user interface is so much like Windows that it's really easier to use. There is a learning curve involved where you have to use the terminal, which is like DOS in Windows, and you go to a command line to update and sometimes download software, but after a couple of weeks of using it, you'll feel very comfortable. The software for Linux, 99% of it, all of it, is free, and it's just as good as anything that you're going to find on Windows. Let me see. On your computer, they will read your email, everything. Once someone can get into your computer, they have total and complete control over your system. They can shut it down. They can do all kinds of weird shit. They can lead you onto websites that you don't want to go to. They can just fuck with you continuously. And I'm just telling you, if you got Windows and you're a TI, you've been hacked. I promise you, because there's no such thing as half-ass gang stalking. It's either 100% or nothing. The next thing, it probably just as bad or it's probably worse because people nowadays don't use computers as much as they used to. People used to be, a long time ago, was desktops, then it went to laptops, and then it went to tablets, and when phones blew up in 2014 with the smartphone and the Samsung Galaxy 5 and shit like that, people started just forgetting about their fucking laptops, and they started collecting dust. And since people carry cell phones with them everywhere they go, I promise you it's totally hackable. It happened to me a year ago. I had a delivery job delivering food to people in the city I live in, and for 2 weeks, and 2 weeks has always been a honeymoon for any job that I get since 2004, because after 2 weeks they find a way to fuck with me. They found a way to fuck with me. They found out that through hacking my phone that I was working for a delivery system, and I would get a phone call saying, Doug, go, we got an order for you. I'm going to send it to you in a text message. I would read the text message, go to the restaurant, pick up the order, and then proceed to look at Google Maps, and then take the order within a reasonable amount of time to the customer, get paid, and then wait for my next order to pop up. After 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks was great. I mean, my boss fucking pat me on the back. Another guy that I worked with, he pat me on the back. It's like I did an outstanding job, but I started getting hacked, and Google Maps was getting hacked severely. I would receive a notification to go pick up the order, and that was not the problem. The problem was that the hacker could see my text messages, and he saw the address, but he somehow or another he fucked with Google Maps. And so when I would go to type it in normally and then hit go, I would think that I was going there, but it would send me the wrong way around to where it would take 30 minutes to get there. So I couldn't do anything about that. I ended up not getting any more orders after about 3 of these incidents. They didn't want to fire me, but they just never called me and say, hey, Doug, you want to deliver anything? Because I couldn't make it there on time without Google GPS or Google Maps. Your text, apps, everything on your fucking phone, especially if it's a Samsung, phone, it's going to be hacked. I believe iPhones can be hacked. You just really can't get into the hard drive and fuck with shit like that. Okay, the last thing that they can do to profile you before the gang stalking starts is people you know. They will go, if you live in the same town all your life, it's so much easier to go back and talk to people that went to school with you, that people that used to work with you, people that knew you, or people that didn't know you, that heard some gossip. Everybody in a small town has got some gossip. Some could be true, some is not true, but whatever. I know for a fact that they did this because through some of the skits in the street theater that was, done on me, I could infer that, okay, I know where that came from. That was a long fucking time ago. But people in your past history, it could be old schoolmates, especially in junior high or high school, classmates, co-workers, neighbors, hometown gossip, anybody that knows anything, be it truth or not, everybody or anybody could be targeted to divulge information on you, whether willingly or unknowingly, for the purpose of profiling you. So the next time somebody says something to you, nobody's going to come up to you and say, hey, John, I know you had steak and potatoes yesterday, or hey, John, I know that you went to this website. People will usually gather in a crowd of 2 or more, or in some cases 1, if you're, isolated. They'll always try to isolate you. Then they will go through your whatever you did that only you should know, and they will talk about it. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that happened. I would have to go through my notes, and all my fucking notes are in a storage facility right now. I went to look for them the other day, and it's too far away for me to go. I'm on a fucking bicycle. But they will do things like, let's say I had a phone call yesterday and my phone was hacked, and I was talking to my doctor. I need a colonoscopy. Let's say that. And I talked to him about a colonoscopy, and I think I may have cancer in my colon or something like that. And guess what? this is just a scenario. It didn't actually happen to me. This is a scenario that how it might play out. You had the phone call on Wednesday, and then Thursday you go into work, and if they're mobbing you at work, or maybe you stopped off at Walmart after work, and that's where they decide they're going to do the street theater and run the script, somebody will have a phone nearby always. It always involves receiving a text message. Once these clowns are in place, the gang stalkers, they'll receive a text based on your profiling and information, and that person will design a fucking script that best suits you to try to fuck with you. And so they'll receive a text going, okay, the text will contain a script, just like a Hollywood script, but it's not that good. But it's good enough that you will recognize it if you can hear it. And in a lot of my cases, I think they ran more scripts on me than I realized, because I do have a lot of hearing problems. When I was younger, I played in a rock band or several rock bands, and I listened to loud music consistently as a young person, and my hearing is fucked. So they will receive a text message and it will go, yeah, Joe is going to have a colonoscopy. He thinks he's got cancer. And then somebody will say something to the effect, I hope that motherfucker has cancer because I want him to fucking die. That is just one simple scenario of scripting and street theater. That's going to be the end of the show. I'm running 21 minutes into this, and it's going to take it forever for me to fucking process on my computer and to do the simple video edits that I only know how to right now at the moment. Please like and subscribe. I've got one comment, actually 2 comments on my yesterday's video, which has only received about 20 views. I've already replied to the person who gave me the comment. I'm sorry, I wanted to comment on this section. I will do a Q&A, and I will do a comment section on an upcoming videos, and I promise I will talk to as many people as I can and reply to your comments and tell you my rationale behind them and whatnot. And I appreciate everybody who likes and subscribes and watches these videos. The primary purpose of this is to get gang stalking out there into social awareness and public awareness. Later on, I want to build a coalition of the willing signing petitions in the hundreds of thousands to have gang stalking and organized mobbing shut down, recognized by Congress, legislation passed, laws passed, prevent this from fucking happening to people. I believe we're in the beginning stages of the end stages of gang stalking. It became popular with social media, and especially cell phones, because one of the ways that people, after they profile you, they will build a fucking private Facebook page, and it's only people that know about it or from private invites. They're not asked to share. They're strongly discouraged to share it with somebody, because if it became public knowledge that there's a Facebook page designed especially for Joe Blow, who's a targeted individual, Facebook would shut them down. And if you ask law enforcement to look into it, they would probably find the person who has the page and do an investigation on them. But I'm almost certain that's the way it's done, because people seem to freak out when they go to Walmart or they go grocery shopping, and all these fucking perpetrators show up, which we call gang stalkers. And they show up because chances are they're connected to social media, and there's a social media page based on you and based on your profile. That's the end for the show. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Visit my GoFundMe account, That Gang Stalking Show at GoFundMe. I've got a Facebook page called That Gang Stalking Show at Gang Stalking Central. At Facebook, Twitter, Gang Stalking 101, and that's it, people. Keep your head on straight. Don't worry about those clowns and snowflakes we call gang stalkers. Keep living your life and have a good one. I'll see you on that next episode. Bye!